He's eating sushi off of a naked woman. I mean, butt fucking naked, chat. Eating sushi off of her. He has another naked woman next to him, chat, and she's dipping her nipples in warm sake, and that's the way he's drinking. It's like this. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
Rising Sun.
But this is not Tales of Boss Scene Stage, chat. This is Rising Sun. We're going to get into nitty-gritty details, chat. We are starting out in the Wild West for some reason. I'm like, oh, it's a fucking Western. Okay, this is it. Maybe we're going to get some context. Maybe it's going to establish that this technologically advanced Japanese company, Nakatomi, whatever the hell they're called, it doesn't matter anymore, chat. I don't care. I'm not gonna, chat, as I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not even gonna bother looking up what the name of the company is in the movie, because it really fucking doesn't matter to me, okay? Maybe you guys want to say in the chat for me, you let me know, but I just don't care. I'm not going to even bother. We're going to call it the Nakatomi Plaza people, all right? Yes, I know it's the name of another Japanese company from a much better film where things happens, but I don't give a shit. And so we're starting out chatting in the Wild West. And you got these guys, they've hog-tied this girl, and they're going down this dusty trail, and they're playing this god-awful song. I'm like, okay, who the hell is singing this? It's an American, country song, right? But the person is just so obviously tone deaf. Sage Snake, welcome to stream. Daryl McCoy, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. Mr. Hummadere, welcome to stream. And I'm like, who the fuck is singing this song? Like, this is a weird way to start your film chat, but we realize, chat, we're not in the Wild West. What's happening is we pan out and someone is actually watching this, and they're reading subtitles, reading the lyrics from a song, chat. We're at a karaoke club. That's what's going on. And we have a person who's singing the song to the images that they're singing, chat. And let me ask you, chat, who's saying this goddamn song? Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, chat. Your soul is mine. He's singing the song, and he cannot sing. He cannot sing very well. He may be able to beat the shit out of you and take people's souls, but he can't carry a fucking tune to save his goddamn life. And he's singing the song, chat. And he's looking at, while he's cutting to the music, which he just can't replicate, Chad. He can't do it. He's goddamn tone deaf. His look. He's always looking off stage, chat, to this incredibly beautiful woman, who is this incredibly just bombshell blonde, chat. Got like a Marilyn Monroe thing going on. I mean, gorgeous. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And she's looking at him with such fucking disgust. I mean, you can't blame her though, Chad. He can't carry a fucking tune to save his life. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I'd probably look at him the same way. No, I'm right there with you, girl. And she's like smoking a cigarette, chat, because it's the 90s. You can still smoke. You can still smoke in restaurants and clubs and things and bars. And she's puffing away, and she's like, all right, I've had enough of this goddamn shit. And she gets up. Darkslayer, thank you for the 1050. So all Liu Kang needed was to defeat Shang Tsung was saying, yeah, man. just fucking karaoke off, bro. That's all he needed, Chad. Should have challenged him to karaoke. Easily kicked his ass, no problem. Unless he couldn't carry a tune either. We just don't know about this. And so she's like, I have enough of this. She walks out, and Shang Tsung, he's fucking pissed. She's like, hey, don't you do that to me. And he walks out there, and he grabs, like, he has all his boys, his Yakuza boys, chat. They go out there, he's like, you don't do that. You don't do this. You don't embarrass me in front of my guys. Like, listen, I'm not embarrassing. You're embarrassing your goddamn self. And he's not having anything. Get your ass in the car. I'm taking you back to the whorehouse, because apparently she is a whore, chat. But we don't know that yet. I'm just saying that early because it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to do this like, oh, I'm going to reveal the big, twist. It doesn't matter. He goes in the car, chat, very fancy red sportsmobile. Like, it fucking takes off. It takes off, chat. It's like, oh, wow, the shenanigans are happening. And then, chat, we cut to basically Nakatomi Plaza, owned by this very powerful Japanese company, chat. They're into everything from microchips to electronics to military hardware. It's nuts. And they're trying to buy this American company, chat. There's also this big microchip producer. I don't know the fucking name of it, chat. It's the big United States microchip company. But the thing is, chat, because this merger is just so goddamn big, This happens, Shan, in real life. United States government is just, they're just against, some people are against it, except for one fucking senator. They need the vote of one senator, right? One of the senators from California, chat. What the hell is his name? Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell is this guy's got? Senator John Morton, chat. Senator John Morton, played by Ray Wise, who has been acting for 40 goddamn years. Played one of the bad guys in the original RoboCop, chat. He's the guy that brought the crane down RoboCop, and he fucking exploded. It's that guy. It's Ray Wise, chat. But Senator John Morton, he's against the deal, chat. He won't do it. He doesn't want those, as basically in his words, chat, he doesn't want those goddamn Japanese own any American businesses. No, thank you. Show, thank you for the tip. He's loving the intro vibe already. Thank you, Show. I appreciate you. I'm trying to, listen, I'm going to be fucking exaggerating the shit out of this movie. I have to, okay? There's a lot of work I need to do. Like, you should have got, listen, I should have been the one editing this fucking thing. You don't need this. You don't need this. We could take out all the golf scenes. No one gives a shit about golf, Sean, okay? He'd be mad at me, though. And so, Senator Morton, he doesn't want to do it, chat. Well, this is kind of cool because it's setting up the corporate espionage thing. So, you get this American company who are just a bunch of schmucks, chat. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And the Japanese, like, they come fucking prepared, all right? Like, you know, they're, like, the Americans, they're whispering to each other. And the Japanese company, they've placed, like, multiple, like, a dozen cameras in the room, chat. And they're able to, like, go in, like, really fucking close. Like, you know, see in movies, enhance. And they enhance. And they can read the lips of the Americans. And then these guys in these fucking little video booths, they tell the Japanese business owners what the Americans are saying, so then they're like, always trying to get an advantage over the American shit. That's what the Japanese. This movie establishes, apparently. Like, there's this running theme in the movie that the Soviet Union's been defeated, like, you know, they're down and out, and the United States is, you know, well, what will be the next enemy of the United States? And the movie really is like pitching itself, Japan, hence the rising sun, chat, the rising new force, the enemy, the sleeping giant, if you will. In this case, it was us, but in this case, it's them now. You know, like that, Japan is going to be the new Soviet Union. It's like, this is very odd that they're pitching Japan as this evil entity, this evil country. It's like, this feels a little racist. This is like, I don't know, man. This doesn't make me feel comfortable. It's just weird to see them that way. You know, I don't know. There's elements of this film that feel like a bygone era. You know, it's just odd that it's pitching. It's like, no, well, not Russia, it's Japan. They're the bad guys. It's like, all right. And so they're trying to get a big old, you know, advantage over the Americans, and they're nailing it. The Japanese, they have like an American lawyer working for them, chat. Good old Bob Richmond. Got good old Bob Richmond. He's going back and forth. He's kind of like the moderator. He goes and talks to the Americans, try to, you know, put them at ease. But he's really in there for the Japanese people. He's a goddamn traitor, as they call him, as they say later in the film, chat. And he's like, but they don't come to agreement. They got Morton. He won't give him the vote at this point to make the deal happen. So just everyone's just flummoxed. Everyone just doesn't know what to do. And so later on, we cut to it's the evening, and they're throwing a big goddamn shindig. Big goddamn shindig, chat, in Nakatomi Plaza. Everyone's having a good time. Alan Rickman's there. He's not taking over the place yet. So maybe it would have been better if you made up a name. I should have just made up a goddamn name. I'm not going to tell you the names of all these people, chat. There's a lot. There's another thing, chat, with all these fucking thrillers, they introduce so many characters, you don't remember anyone's name. Like, I can't remember anyone's name because I didn't give a shit. And so they're having a big old shindig, chat. People are schmoozing. This is like, we're in the 90s now. And cocaine is still kind of popular, right? Like, they reference coke a lot in this movie, so it's like, it's still there, but it's on its way out. Like, what was the big drug in the 90s, chat? What was it? Was it H? Was it heroin? I don't remember. But cocaine was still big. It's kind of got like an American Psycho vibe, because you got all these fucking American yuppies and business owners, chat, intermingling with Japanese business owners. And so coke is still pretty big, but I don't know what drug took over after this. Maybe it was, no, I guess it was marijuana. I guess that was the big one. It was marijuana, because that was kind of like, you know, the pothead generation. Movies like Half Baked. So, yeah, I guess that's what it was. Went back to soft drugs, chat, after the cocaine days, if you will. Because the drug laws got too strict with cocaine. Makes sense. Cocaine, woo! Yep, pretty much. And they're having a great time. Also, we see, chat, we see that the hot girl that Shane Soon was mad at, she's at the party too. They were in another scene earlier, and she's fucking naked completely, chat. She doesn't have a single piece of clothing on. And they're showing everything off. They're showing her ass off. They're showing her bazungas, the bazingas off, chat. And he's just fucking looking at her and laughing. She's like, I just don't get you, Shane Soon. He's like, you don't have to. He's being very charismatic, chat. I'll give him that. Shane Soon's very charismatic in this movie, even though I don't know what role he plays in this. It doesn't even make a lot of sense. I don't know what his connection is to the Japanese company. He's a Yakuza guy. So why is he with the Japanese? Because they hired him? I don't know. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But they're very hot. And we're at the party, chat. And she's like, well, I'm going to go upstairs because I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my man to have some fun. And so she goes upstairs, chat, to the conference room that we saw earlier with the Japanese business owners and the American business owners of the microchip company. And she's just on the goddamn table, chat, and this guy just walks up, and they start having, like, really hot sex, chat, like pretty goddamn hot. They're rubbing up on each other and everything. He's straddling her. She's straddling him. He fucking tears her dress off. You see your big old bazungas, and they're bouncing chit chat. And she's like, do it. Choke me. Choke me. And he's like, I just choking the shit out of her, chat, the entire time. It's a big kink. You got that autoerotic asphyxiation, chat, which is real. The whole idea is, when you're choking someone, then when you're like nearing passing out, it makes the orgasm feel even better, chat. Makes it feel, your booty is mine. Pretty much. But that's what she's like, please choke me, so my orgasm will be even like, it'll be the best. It'll be just the tits, if you will. And he chokes this guy, who we don't know who he is, chat. Is it Shane Soon? Is it someone else? Chokes the shit out of her, chat. And eyes are bulging out. She's dead. She dies there, right there, chat, on the conference table. It's like, oh no, what's gonna happen? What's happening, chat? And we cut. Thank you, Darkside, for the 10 minutes. That's how David Carradine died. It's true. He was jacking off. That's what happened, chat. Like, this happens like a lot. I remember stories back in the day of teenagers. You know, they'd actually like tie a rope around their neck or whatever, and then they would jack off, and they would accidentally cane themselves because it's very dangerous. Yeah. Thank you for the 10 minutes. Ooh, chat. We got a new follower. Who is this new follower? Who is this? Sage Snake. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoyed the review so far, talking about autoerotic asphyxiation, jerking off. Happens a lot in my streams. That's the quality content I can offer you. And so after she dies from autoerotic asphyxiation, chat. I mean, well, I guess it wasn't autoerotic asphyxiation. She just fucking choked to death. Chat, we cut to Wesley Snipes. And then the movie establishes like a weird timeline where Wesley Snipes, he's talking about the case that already happened with they already solved the case and everything. And now he's just talking about it to these guys who are interviewing. He's like, what can you tell us, Wesley Snipes? He's like, well, let me fucking tell you. And it establishes, chat, that Wesley Snipes, he's on leave in regards to something. Like, he's a policeman, he's a detective, chat. He apparently did something bad, and there was an investigation, but the charges were dropped. But they're like, just stay on administrative leave for right now till everything kind of cools down, right? Everything kind of cools on over, passes over. But it's like, listen, they're like, hey, man, we want you to work this case. We know, for whatever reason, Wesley Snipes has established that he has some experience dealing with Japanese corporate espionage. I don't know. The movie just throws it out there. You just got to go. If it's like, okay, shit, like he actually speaks Japanese, it's like, fuck, all right, sure. And so he's like, great, sounds good. I'll head over there. And because, we got like a murdered suspect owned in the Japanese building. We need your help with this. And he goes, yeah, no problem. But we're signing you a partner. He's like, I don't need no partner. He's like, you got to have a partner. He has top bill in the movie. It's Sean Connery. Get your ass over there. And so he's like, okay. And so he drives over there, chat. It's in this really rough part of the neighborhood, chat. Really rough part of the neighborhood. And he goes to the specific building, chat, and it's like on the first floor, chat, it's a fish slaughterhouse where they're cutting up tuna and salmon for like sashimi, chat, for sushi. And so, that would stink. There'd be some major goddamn stink, chat. Rotten fish smell all goddamn day. Like a fish market. I don't think I can handle that, chat. Ooh. And so he's like, is Sean Connery here? And he's upstairs. And he goes upstairs, chat. He opens up the door. It's like, and then we just see it, like, chat, if cultural appropriation had an apartment, this is what it would look like. This is what it would look like in a movie, chat. If someone culturally appropriated every aspect of the Japanese culture. And because this fucking, and I love it, chat. It's so weird. They always have to explain Sean Connery's like, how is Sean Connery, a Scotsman, working for the Los Angeles Police Department as an officer, but who is also an expert and liaison to Japanese businesses? Like, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot, chat. And they're like, you know what? It doesn't matter. just fucking roll with it. It's like, okay. But he opens up the goddamn door, chat, and it's all Japanese aesthetic everywhere. Like, I'm talking like old school Japanese aesthetic, okay? And we see fucking Sean Connery, chat, in the corner of the room. He's just doing his calligraphy. He's doing the scratches and the scrolls and the paint and all that shit. And Wesley Snipes, he's walking in. He's like, are you Sean Connery? Yes, I am. Now, please take off your shoes. And he's like, your shoes, because that's what you do, chat. I mean, I take my shoes off anyway, because I think it's just a sign of respect. So, and he sees like the little foot locker. Chad's got to put his shoes on, and he's like, all right, sorry. And then Chad, he notices behind the fucking paper curtain, Chad, you know that wooden paper curtain? There was a woman's hand. There was a woman's like hand. It's kind of weird looking. So, yeah, and he's like, what the hell's going on back there? What are you doing back there, Sean Connery? But it closes the door. He's like, yeah. She's like, is that your wife? He goes, indeed. And he's like, so I'm gonna come help you. Wesley Snipes is like, cool, man, let's go. And so they get into the car, and Sean Connery basically lays it down. He lays his giant Scotsman schlong out there for Wesley Snipes and says, now listen here. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Got to establish, chat, the conflict between the white man and the black man. Yep, it's that kind of film, chat. It's that kind of film. And he's saying, listen, when we get there, okay, you just like let them think that I'm following your lead until I get in there, because you're gonna fuck up. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna lose your temper with these people, and you're gonna get mad, and that's when I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna handle the situation. He's like, first of all, don't talk down to me, Sean Connery. Okay, I can handle myself. I'm actually a pretty goddamn good detective. I know that, but I have top billing in the movie. Okay, I probably made $5 to $10 million. All right, on this film. Probably got a little on the back end since I'm a producer of the movie, so I get to do what the fuck I want, and I want 3 rounds of golf sometime during the next 20 minutes, obviously, and then 2 more in the next hour and a half, okay? And Wesley Snipes like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, don't worry about it. Listen to me. I am your sensei, okay? You're my... There's like another Japanese term for like apprentice in this movie, but you're my apprentice. And Wesley Snipes is like, so you're like my master? And Sean go, I love it. Sean Connery like, oh shit, no, not like that, no. Sensei, it's more of like a term of respect. It's like a term of respect. It's like a mutual relationship between master and apprentice. We won't exist without the other one, okay? We both serve each other's interests in hindsight. Wesley. Sage Snake with a subscription. Thank you so much, Sage Snake. Well, we gotta do another cartoon poll chat after this review. I think we're at 8. We are indeed at 8. Thank you, Sage Snake. Hope you're enjoying the review today. Deadpool just saw you right there. Good to see him. It's like Highlander, a Scotsman playing a Spaniard who is really an ancient Egyptian. Yeah, it makes no goddamn sense. It's like, what? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Oh. So, Wesley Snipes is like, yeah, sure, whatever, Sean Connery. And Sean Connery's like, I have top billing. I'm going to be in charge. And so they eventually get to the... They get to the building, Nakasami Plaza, chat. They go in there. And who are they introduced to, chat? Harvey Keitel. Harvey Keitel is in this movie. He plays a fellow detective. He is friends with Wesley Snipes. And Harvey Keitel, he's a bit of a hard ass. You know, he doesn't like those, as he calls them, chat, in this film. These are his words, not mine. He doesn't like those goddamn Japs on American soil. Okay, we fought them in 1942, and now they want to buy the whole country. It's like, whoa, take it easy, Harvey. Okay, we don't need that kind of language in this film. All right, show some respect. And Sean Connery, he's just like, all right, he's a fucking blowhard. You gotta ignore. Sage Snake, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And so he's like, show me the body, baby. And so you can already tell, like this is a Japanese old building on American soil. And the Japanese business is very much saying, like, listen, we're letting you in here. We're allowing it. All right, but we can not allow it any goddamn time we want, okay? And they're putting up like various fronts. It's like, no, you're not going up there. He's like, I'm going up there. And eventually they do go up there, chap. And we're introduced to the assistant to fucking Mako from Avatar: The Last Airbender, chat. Fucking General Iroh is in this movie. He plays the leader of the company, Nakatomi Plaza or whatever. And we're talking like his number 2 guy. He was the one that called it in and shit. And, you know, Wesley Snipes goes up to him and he's like, hey, we're going to investigate the body right now. He's like, yeah, that's fine or whatever, but it's kind of a done deal. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what do you mean it's a done deal? Well, clearly the girl, she just, you know, she got a little that powder. that white powder, cocaine overdose. He's like, how the hell do you know? That's like, we all know that's that's what happened. He's like, first of all, don't just tell me what happened, okay? We're going to do a proper investigation of this building. It's like, first of all, Wesley Snipes, it's like, we have not given you permission to be in this building, okay? If you want to get in there and see the body, you got to come before. He's like, what are you talking about? And they're arguing back and forth, and Wesley Snipes, he starts dropping F-bombs. Chad Harvey Keitel's like, what about this guy right here? Racial slurs, chatter thrown around. It's like, it was bad. And then he's like, excuse me, maybe I could be of assistance. Sean Connery just laying that fucking giant 12-inch Scotsman dick out there, Chad, saying, I'll take care of the situation here. All right? How can I help you, good sir? And the Japanese assistant goes, oh, Sean Connery's son. And they're bowing to each other, chat. They're exchanging information. It's like, what the hell's going on? And apparently, chat, the movie establishes that Sean Connery, not only is he a police officer and detective for the LAPD, but he is also, chat, he's also in the liaison to Japanese officials and Japanese companies that come to California. I don't know how that works. I don't know if that's an actual thing or if that's possible. That's what he does. And that's why he just knows so much about the Japanese culture. It's like, okay, you just got to go with it. Thank you, Baxter. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to stream. You're my Huckleberry. Hope you're doing very well today. And so eventually Sean Connery's like, listen, can you tell me the names of all those business guys that are like watching that dead body over there? And the guy goes, what do you mean? He's like, I want to know who those people are, okay? And he's like, I'm Sean Connery, I can't tell you that. It's like, you can't tell me that. How dare you? And he's like, take their pictures. Everyone take their pictures. Like, what the fuck? And the guy's like, no, stop. No, please, come see the dead body. Come see and view the dead body. And they're like, okay, thank you. And Wesley Snipes is like, you told me not to lose my temper, but you just lost your temper right there. He's like, don't worry about it. See, in Japanese culture, I couldn't make him lose face, okay? I had to be the one to lose control and not embarrass him because he did everything he possibly could to prevent us from seeing it. And so at this point, this is some weird fucking logic. So at this point, he's going to owe me a favor later. And I'm going, what the hell is this? What are you talking about? Nothing makes sense. But all right, we go with it, chat. So they're viewing the body and all that shit. And Sean Connery's been here before because he immediately goes, chat, to a secret goddamn sex chamber. This is what this movie's doing. He's like patting the walls down, chat, because as we all know, chat, every Japanese company has a secret sex chamber according to Sean Connery. So he goes to, and this is the main conference room. This is where they do all their business chat. So I guess after they do their they sign the goddamn the dotted line chat, they just go in there and just start jerking and banging each other off. That's what I can only assume. This is what the movie establishes. So he finds the secret sex chamber. Wesley Snipes like, what the hell's going on? Sean Connery's like, don't worry about it. We won't even touch on this again in the movie. And so eventually they come on out, and they start analyzing the body, and they get the body bag girl. That's what they call it. They call her the body bag girl, and she's saying, yeah, no, the thing is, she wasn't murdered. And they're going, what the hell are you talking about? She wasn't murdered. It's like, nah. See, this is a clear case of autoerotic asphyxiation. So even though we saw early in the film, chat, that someone choked her to death, we saw it, okay? She's saying, she's terrible at her fucking job. She's saying, nah, she likes to get off to choking. It makes the orgasm even more intense, which is true in hindsight. Dogs, I think, of 5 minutes, some 50 Shades shit right there. It is, the early days. Crispy Computer Fish, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well today. And so she's saying, yeah, autoerotic asphyxiation. Sometimes they put a bag over their head. And they go over the whole deal. It's like, whoa. I think for a lot of audiences, this was the first time they ever heard about this. It was like, what? You could do that? And I bet you, chat, after people saw this film, you had a ton of cases of people dying from autoerotic asphyxiation. It's like, does that actually work? And these dumb motherfuckers, they couldn't do it. And they ended up killing themselves, sadly. And so Sean Connery, he's analyzing like her neck and shit. He sees like bruises from earlier autoerotic asphyxiation, autoerotic moments in her life and stuff, and he smells her and shit. It's like, don't film a scene when an elderly Sean Connery is just fucking sniffing somebody, a dead woman. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want that in my mind. Okay, no thank you. And so he's like, well, we should probably start interviewing some of these people, chat. And they try to, but the Japanese people are like, nah, you can't do that. We see Senator Norton, where the fuck his name was, Ray Wise. He's in the building, chat, and he's being a prick because he's all drunk and shit. And they eventually go to the camera. Oh, they also go to, it's like, oh, no one's talking to us, so let's go to the video room. So, because maybe they have the tape here because they saw a camera. It's like, oh, multiple cameras pointing at the room. As we know, chat, early in the movie, it's established there are videotapes in this room, or cameras in this room. They're taping all the time, 24 hours. And they're like, let's go talk to the tape guy. And then we're introduced to one of the worst actors in the movie, chat. He's supposed to be anxious and nervous, but he's just like, oh, man, I can't show you that. It's like, oh, this is so bad. And the reason why he can't show them the tape, chat, is that he himself is being filmed. It's like, okay, there's clearly some evil corporate thriller shit going on here. And Sean Connery, he goes over to the room and the level that the conference room is in, and he's like, well, this tape has been replaced with a new one. It's only 2 hours old. This should have been filming for the entire goddamn night. Guy goes, I don't know anything about that. Listen, this is a good job, okay? This is better than GM, all right? These people take care of me and my own. I don't want to ruffle any feathers now. And they're like, all right, fuck it. Let's get the hell out of here. We got to talk to the Yakuza, because somehow they find out there's a connection to the Yakuza. And they're like, all right, shit, whatever. Or maybe, no, it's Sean Connery, because Sean Connery goes, he says, well, we know who the victim is. It's this girl who apparently was just right out of Kentucky, chat, for like a month and a half, and she is a whore, as I established earlier, and she works at a whorehouse with a bunch of other people. And like, we got to go over here and follow this up. Maybe we'll look through things and see if there's a connection. And so they fucking leave, and on their way out, they see Sarah Norton, and he has his wife, and her legs don't goddamn work. They don't work, chat. He's always wheeling her around. He's always talking. He's always, it's like, this is pretty goddamn, so it's like, oh, fuck, this guy's obviously the villain. Because Ray Wise, chat, Sarah Norton, he is constantly wheeling his wife around, chat, and flirting with every woman he sees, every piece of ass that crosses his eye line, chat. He is giving them a comment or flirting, chat, or just outright just sexually harassing them in front of his crippled wife. And I'm like, movie, please. Just some subtlety, okay? I know he's the bad guy, all right? I know he probably was one of the guys that killed the woman upstairs because it looks just like him, but come on, don't make it so goddamn easy. Stony Jack, welcome to the stream. And also the lawyer for the Japanese company, Bob Richmond, he thinks Wesley Snipes is the valet, and he says, no, come here, boy, I need you to park my car. And Wesley Snipes is like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And they drive off, and apparently Sean Connery knows Bob Richmond. He establishes, oh yeah, Bob Richmond. He was once, like me, a liaison for the Japanese and American companies. Now he fucking works for him. He's like, that's crazy. I guess they pay better. WKM, welcome. Twitch's favorite content creator, my boyfriend, got in a fight over you. What? What? Kimberly Cam, Twitch's favorite content creator. My boyfriend got in a fight over you. He's mad. I'm willing to listen to you rant a play. What? He's mad. I'm willing to listen to you rant play games, and I usually have no idea what you're talking about, but I won't do the same for him. Oh, okay. So, he streams too, but you don't watch him? He just watch me, so he's mad that you watch me? That's fucking funny. Well, Kimberly Cam, I'm happy that you're watching me. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to explain this film. It's just fucking nonsense. I'm trying. But welcome to Stream Kimberly Cam. Good to see you. Cheers. Cheers and salute to you. And so they drive to the whorehouse, and the Yakuza guy lets them in, chat. And they go to her room, and they notice Sean Connery, because apparently Sean Connery's like, oh, no, I've been here before. I know my way around a whorehouse, apparently. It's like, what? And so he notices in the bathroom, chat, she has all these pictures of fucking Shane Soon. And I was like, it's fucking Shane Soon. I know Shane Soon. So like, how do you know him? He's a Yakuza member. He's one of the top leading Yakuza members in the Los Angeles area. Apparently does a lot of business with the Japanese company, chat. They hire these guys. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Okay, sure. Talks to the 5 minutes. Thank you, Juicy. A man you're willing to risk your relationship for. Sonny Jack, I have absorbed the soul of the Bushmaster and have become something more powerful. I've become, Stony Jack, you're the Bushmaster. I was like, we got a new friend, but you have just changed your appearance, but you're still the Bushmaster inside. I see, I get you. And so Sean Connery just, very weird. He goes in the bathroom, chat, and he just begins breathing on things like, doing some ASMR shit, and then Wesley Snipes like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And he breathes, chat, and he notices on the mirror there's an outline of pictures that were once there, but not there anymore. And Wesley Snipes is like, well, it's weird. It's like pictures were taken here for some reason. I wonder what this is all about. Brightburn, Thank you, Stony Jack, for following. The new Bushmaster. Remember, a better Sean Connery film is Never Say Never Again. Ooh, I don't like that movie. Or The Untouchables. That's better. You know, the actual events behind it are true. Yep, they are. They're very much dramatized and fictionalized. There's no doubt about that. Not a big fan of Never Say Never Again. That's the Bond film he did years later. And they just did that to get back at the Broccoli's, too. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. It came out, funny enough, it came out, like, I think the same weekend as Octopussy, the Roger Moore Bond film. I was like, whoa. And apparently Octopussy did well, I think. Or maybe it was, I forget, was it Octopussy? Or was it For Your Eyes Only? I forget which one it was. But Never Say Never Again bombed. I remember that. People were like, no, Roger Moore's my new goddamn Bond, Sean. We know you're just bitter. We know you're just a bitter old man. Squid China. Also known as Squid China. That's correct. Kimberly Kim, sorry about the spelling errors. Joy multitasking, but yes, I'll risk all for you. Thank you, Kimberly. I'm sorry. I tried to. No, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. No, listen, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Don't risk your relation for me, though. Oh, chat. So, yeah, they realized that the pictures were taken. They're like, oh, that's weird. And then a woman of the night chat comes in, and she just says, oh, my God, it was, you guys just, you didn't even know. It was Shang Tsung. He definitely killed her, okay? He just loved to choke the shit out of her, chat. They also find, like, there's like, she has a lot of plastic bags here because she fucking, you know, chokes herself all the time. She just needs to do it, chat. And she's like, it was definitely Shang Tsung. And Sean Connery's like, that's probably not what happened, but thanks anyway. And then she just starts laying on the moves with Wesley Snipes, and Wesley Snipes is looking up and down, Chad. Each and every single way he possibly can. Just, oh my God, he's so enamored with the woman. And then they're like, I gotta leave. And Sean Connery is like, you let her distract you. Okay, you gotta keep your mind on the plan, my friend. We gotta find this killer. He's like, I wasn't distracted, Sean Connery's like, you were looking at her tits. It was true. Sean Connery was right. And eventually they drive all the way to the residence of one. It's Shang Tsung. They call him Eddie, but I'm going to call him Shang Tsung for the sake of convenience, chat. I'm going to forget his name in the movie again. And so they drive his residence. He's throwing a goddamn party. The senator's there. The senator, chat. Fucking Norton is there. Ray Wise. His wife is also there. Legs still don't work, by the way, in case you need an update on that, chat. All happy. It's all in the same night. And he is doing fucking blow, and he's... And he is flirting with every woman he sees, and he's watching Shang Tsung dance. He's like, ooh, that boy can dance. He's like, he can dance, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. And eventually, Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes, they walk up there, but a big old bouncer stops. He's like, this is private property, gentlemen. You can't be here. Wesley Snipes said, we're the police. He's like, that don't mean shit here, Wesley Snipes. Now, unless you have a warrant, I'm going to kick your ass. And Sean Connery is like, listen, boys, let's not fight. And this big old bouncer says, get out of my way, old man. And the thing is, chat, Sean Connery might be old, but he doesn't need the reminder. And bah, he fucking throat punches him, chat. Collapses his trachea. He falls down, and he's choking to death. And you get this other bodyguard named Jeff. They say that multiple times, Jeff. And I'm like, even I wouldn't be intimidated by Jeff. And Connery's like, would you like some more, Jeff? And Jeff is like, can I speak to Shang Tsung? And then Shang Tsung, he saw that his fucking 300-pound bodyguard, pure muscle chat, pure fucking beefcake go down. And he goes, shit, Sean Connery and some other guy. I gotta go talk to them. So he goes outside, and Sean Connery's asking all those questions like, hey, do you know that your girlfriend / lady of the night is dead? And he's like, no? Was that the right answer? He's like, that was not a great answer. Did you take her to the party at the Nagatomi Plaza? And she goes, I mean, I saw her there. He's like, don't lie to me, Shane. So he's like, okay, I dropped her off there. We got into a fight, and but I left. I left the party because I didn't want to be with her right now. And Sean Connery is like, all right, I believe you. And Muslim's like, bull fucking shit, what the hell are you talking about? You believe him? He's like, I don't think it was him. And it's like, oh my God. And Sean Connery is like, all right, listen. Oh shit, we got a ring-a-ding-ding. We got a ring-a-ding-ding from the police department. Got a little pager check because we used pagers and beepers back then. And it's like, they have something for me. The Japanese assistant has something for us. Listen, to make Wesley Snipes feel better so we know you don't run, just give him your passport. And the guy's, okay, shit. Hands over the passport, so we'll come back and talk to you about this, okay? Because we have some questions. Shane Tsung. And they leave, chat. And they go back to the police department. Harvey Keitel is still very mad, still very racist. He doesn't like the Japanese people, chat. And he makes that that note in every scene he's in. And Sean Connery talks to the Japanese assistant, and the Japanese assistant hands something over to him. They're like, what's that? He says, it's the tape of tonight. And Henry Cavill tells like, oh boy, here we go. We can see who killed her. We can see who killed the woman from Kentucky. And so they put the fucking tape in, chat, and we see her. She's up there. She's like, ooh, I could really be audio erotic asphyxiated right now. That would just get me off real good. And then, chat, we see someone come from the sex room, the hidden sex dungeon. And they walk on out, and she sees this person, and they just start going at it. They just start going at it, chat. We see everything happen. We see the guy choking her and shit. And they're like, whoa, my God, here it is. But they can't see his face, chat. It's always in shadow. It's always in shadow. Like, who is this person? And they walk away, chat, and we cut to another camera, because it's like we have like 4 different cameras, I think, in the one camera, and we see his reflection. Oh, we see his reflection. Reverse it. And, chat, whose face is it, chat? Fucking Shang Tsung's face. It's Shang Tsung. He's the killer. He's the guy that killed him. Killed the girl. And they're like, fucking case closed. And Sean Connery's like, this doesn't feel right. This feels like bullshit. Like, you know nothing, Sean Connery. Wesley, let's get the boys together and hunt us down a mortal combatant. All right? And so Wesley Snipes, Harvey Keitel, they go out there, they're planning a raid, chat. But before we get to, they're at this house, they murdered the shit. They murdered the shit out of the beefcake man and Jeff. Jeff is dead too, chat. They drown him in the hot tub. They don't give a shit anymore. And they're like, okay, we're gonna raid the house of Shang Tsung. So they all get up there, chat. But before that, we need to watch Shang Tsung do some really sexy shit. And he's wearing like a thong, chat. He has like a roaring fire going. By the way, chat, it is about it's raining in Los Angeles in this movie, like throughout the first 45 minutes or an hour, I'd say. And but it's hot. It's humid. And this guy has a roaring fire going on, chat. He's eating sushi off of a naked woman. I mean, butt fucking naked, chat. Eating sushi off of her. He has another naked woman next to him, chat, and she's dipping her nipples in warm sake, and that's the way he's drinking. It's like this. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay? And the guys, they spend so much time focusing on this, and Wesley Snipes and Harvey Keitel's like, wow, look at this guy. Look at the life he's living. We're going to ruin it right now. And they fucking bust on in there, chat, and fucking Shang Tsung, he takes off. We got to get Shang Tsung. And we get one of the funniest moments in the movie where one of the naked women, the one who had the sake nipples, she jumps on to fucking Wesley Snipes, chat, like a spider monkey, and she just starts tearing at his face, and he's screaming, just get this crazy bitch off me. He's screaming, he's running around the house, chat. He runs all around the house until he gets back outside, and she's still on top of him. Scratching at him. And Harvey Keitel's like, what are you doing, man? It's like, get her off of me. And they fucking get her off. He's like, I'm a police officer. She's like, you're a fucking asshole. And then they take off, Jack, because Shang Tsung, he's gotten to his red sports car that we saw earlier. It's like, oh shit, he's racing down the LA freeway. And so they all pile in, chat. We got to get after him. We got to chase after him. And so they're riding, chat, but Shang Tsung, he's driving so erratically, chat. He's driving so fucking erratically that he hits a fucking barrier, chat, goes on the other side of the freeway, ba-boom! He hits a goddamn cinder block, chat, a cinder block wall, and he explodes. The car explodes, chat. And Shang Tsung, his soul certainly not his anymore. Now is it? He is dead. Fatality. And they're like, shit. Well, case closed. Shang Tsung is dead. The murder has been solved. We can all go home. And I thought this is the movie of Bruce Willis. This is not the movie of Bruce Willis. This is not. This is Rising Sun. And so, like, I guess that's it. And then we cut back to the future, where Wesley Snipes is going over the case, and he says, well, that wasn't it. It was far more complicated than we can ever imagine. I'm like, oh my God, just end movie. And so then, chat, we cut to Wesley Snipes, and he wants to follow up with Sean Connery, because he has some thoughts. He's like, you know what? There's just something about this that doesn't sit right with me. Meet me at my golf course. And so, Chad, this is the first of several golf scenes in the film. And Wesley Snipes, he drives out there. And Sean Connery, he's fucking playing a shit ton of golf with the same Japanese businessman whose company they're investigating. And it's like, what the hell's the fucking weird connection here? Wesley Snipes interrupts their golf game. Eventually, Sean Connery, he walks out. And he gets a big old fucking wad of money. for whatever. He's like, how do you get that wad of money, Sean Connery? What are you doing with that big old wad of money? He's like, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. And he's like, okay, I have the tape, by the way. He's like, what's this? Why do you have the tape? That's illegal. You can't take police evidence. He's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm Sean Connery. And what's this? Like, fair enough. We're going to go take it to the secret technology lab in Los Angeles. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, don't worry about it. We just got to go. And so they go to the secret advanced technology lab, chat, where they're building robots. They're building electronic limbs for people. They're building fucking super weapons. And also, chat, Final Cut Pro. They have Final Cut Pro. This is the origin story of Final Cut Pro, chat. And they're taking them to the Final Cut Pro expert, who happens to be, spoiler chat. Actually, I want to tell you right now. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it till later. You're gonna blow your goddamn mind. And so they take it to the Final Cut Pro expert, who like knows all this, like knows video stuff. He can spot like fake videos. And they give it to this woman, chat. She's half black, half Japanese, and she has been exiled from Japan, chat. They don't like her because. Not because she's half black. That's not it. It's like, it's not, you thought it was because she's half black, but it's not actually the case yet. It's because she is deformed. Her one hand, chat, is, it doesn't have all of its motor functions. It only has about like 40% of them. So it's kind of like a little, it doesn't work. It doesn't work right. So she can't articulate it. She can't really bend it at all. She can't use it for anything. So that's in that there's like, they have like a specific term for her they call in the movie, but it doesn't matter. She's an expert at Final Cut Pro. And she says, "Oh yeah, this picture of Shang Tsung, we see the reflection. That's doctored. That's fake." I was like, "Are you kidding me? That's bullshit." She's like, "No, I'm gonna show you right now." And so she does an example, chat. She films Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes, and she replaces both of their heads on their bodies. And so in one scene, you have Sean Connery's head on a black man's body, just pointing and shit, and then you have Wesley Snipes' head on flabby Sean Connery's body. It's like, I did not need that imagery. No fucking thank you. And she's like, see, look at, I did that. And the thing is, you can tell that this is doctored because the face is too pixelated and there's a blue outline. So clearly they took this to a company that also has Final Cut Pro technology. And again, this is the fucking early 90s, chat. No one's ever heard of Final Cut Pro. People are like, what is this technology? And so like, whoa, it's like movie magic. It's like little fucking sorcery to these people, chat. And like, you should probably go with the company that probably did it. And like, cool. And so they head out to another super tech company that deals in advanced technology. And Sean Connery, he meets with the guy because he's friends with the guy for some reason, chat. And he asks him, did you doctor this video? And the guy goes, I can't really say that. And Sean goes, okay, you did. Thank you. We can continue on. So they doctored the video, chat. They did it in 5 hours. And at this point, they're like, oh, okay, this situation, it's just getting too weird, it's getting too bizarre, but there's more to this mystery. There's just more to this. Meanwhile, chat, Wesley Snipes, he gets a call from his, like, they're fucking driving and shit, and he gets a call from his ex-wife. His ex-wife is a character, not barely even a character in the movie, but he's in a protracted custody battle with his ex-wife over his daughter, who's living with him and Wesley Snipes' mother, and it's very nasty. And he calls, she calls him. And she's saying, I want custody of my daughter. He's like, bitch, I'm not giving you my daughter. And she pulls out the race card on him, chat. Because I don't want my daughter living with a racist, chat, because it's revealed that Japanese companies also investigating Wesley Snipes and Harvey Keitel, and they know about the naughty words they call the Japanese people. And so she knows too. She's like, I want my daughter raised by a racist. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? And she's like, I want my daughter. She's like, I'm not gonna give you fucking shit, bitch. And Sean Connery's like, all right, enough of that. Enough of the B word, okay? Enough of the B word. And he fucking slams on the brake. He's like, give me that wheel. And he fucking slams on the brake. And Wesley Snipes, he's like, all right, fuck you, man. Let's go, Sean Connery. Let's go, James Bond. Come on, Jimmy Bond. And he gets out of the, does something weird, chat. He gets out of his own car, walks on the hood of his car, chat, like stomp, 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 jumps down, opens the doors, like, let's go, man. And Sean Connery walks out, fucking throw punches him. He fucking down the ground. And Sean Connery's like, are you going to relax now, Wesley Snipes? I'm sorry, chat. Listen, Sean Connery, James Bond, great. I love him as James Bond. Goldfinger's my favorite Sean Connery Bond film. There's some stuff about it that has not aged well. I admit it. There's no doubt about it. Love from Russia with love Dr. No. All art of their time, I'll say. But There is no way in hell, there's no way in hell that you're going to convince me, chat, that Sean Connery, who at this point was in his 60s when this movie came out, is going to beat the shit out of Wesley Snipes, who's probably in peak physical condition, if not in peak physical condition, chat, near it. Okay? Because this came out around the same time, and this was just before stuff like Demolition Man and Blade. So you're not going to fucking try to convince me that a 60-year-old overweight Scotsman is going to beat the shit out of Wesley Snipes. I'm fucking sorry. Not going to believe it. Duma, welcome to stream, by the way. Does anyone believe that? Does anyone believe that? All right? But he fucking throw punches him. He's like, all right, settle down. And he fucking recovers. Didn't throw punch him too hard, Chad. Didn't collapse the trachea. He gets up and he's like, what's all this nonsense about, because the wife also mentions the bribery charge. He's like, what's all this bribery stuff? And Wesley Snipes is like, it was dropped. And Sean Connery's like, listen, we got to build a rapport. We haven't spent the last hour and a half of this movie building a rapport with each other. And we realized this because I did another golf scene that was unnecessary. So we need to do that like right now. We only have like about a half hour left. And he goes, all right, when I was working a case with Harvey Keitel, we couldn't get what happened was when I was working a case with Harvey Keitel, we found all this fucking drugs on this guy. In his son's bedroom, and then, like, right next to the son was this, like, a lot of shit, like a lot of bags of cocaine, like fucking packets, kilos of cocaine, right? And I saw this shit, and we're gonna make the arrest, but then the husband came in, and he's like, thank you for your time, officer, and he hands me this big, thick envelope, like this fucking thick, all right? All $100 bills, and I took it. I split it with Harvey Keitel, and I took it because I was a beat cop. This was kind of was supposed to be my first big bust, but my wife was pregnant. We were living in a shitty apartment, a shitty neighborhood. I didn't know what to do. I did it because I wanted to help my people. He's like, you wanted to help your people. Okay, that's what you need. That's what you got to think about, Wesley Snipes. Your people. That's what these Japanese business owners are doing right now, okay? You can't play your game. You got to play their game. That's how you can defeat them. That's how you can do it. Dark Side of the Good Let's sprinkle some crack and get out. Yep. That's true. And so they're like, oh, okay, cool. And then they have somewhat of a rapport, and then later on they're still driving, chat, and fucking Shane Soon wants his guys want revenge for his death, and so they're trying to kill Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery, chat. And so Wesley Snipes is like, we want these goddamn Yakuza off of us. So where does he drive, chat? The hood. He drives the hood because even though it's established, chat, that Wesley Snipes is a police officer, he has the rapport. He has the rapport with the street gangs there. With the gangsters, if you will. So he drives up, and they're all doing, like, hey, Wesley Snipes and shit. And he's like, guys, I'm being chased by Yakuza. Can you stop them for me? Can you do some stereotypical hood type content for this film? And they're like, yes, we can do that. And so then, chat, they accost the Yakuza guys, and they fuck them up a little bit, and they're like, oh, God, black people. And they run away, chat. They're scared of the black people, and they run away. And then after that, what happens after this? Oh yeah, we cut because they drive away, they're free, but then fucking what happens? Oh yeah, Wesley Snipes, he gets a call from his daughter, and his daughter's saying, Daddy, there's a man here. He's like, well, who's this man? He's like, I don't know, but he's Asian. He's like, an Asian man? Oh no, the Yakuza found us. And so fucking Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes, they bust on in. The grandmother's dead, Chad. Her head's caved. No, the grandmother's fine. She's a little scared. She's a little spooked too, and she's not dead. Her head's not caved in yet. And they go in there, chat, and who's holding the daughter? Who's holding Wesley Snipes' daughter, chat? It's Shane Soon. He's alive. Mr. Hummin, think of the 100 videos. Dude, the Avengers beta is up for free on PSN right now? Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, God. You should check that out, chat. Maybe I'll play it tomorrow. I will play it tomorrow on stream, because I got to play Fall Guys with you. I got to play Fall Guys. And so, it's Shane Soon. He's alive. It's like, how the fuck is this happening? How are you alive? He's like, fucking faked my death. He's like, how? The car exploded. He's like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Apparently, they say that one of the bodyguards was driving the car, and he fucking freaked out because he was high in cocaine, and that's why he was driving erratically, chat. But Shane Soon's alive, and he's like, I need your help because the Japanese business owners are after me or something. I need your help. And they're like, okay, this is weird. But then they hear a knock on the door. It's Harvey Keitel. It's like, what the hell's going on? And Wesley Snipes goes to answer the door, and Harvey Keitel is like, is he here? It's like, what the fuck? He's like, what are you talking about, Harvey Keitel? He's like, is he here? Is Shane Soon here? It's like, how do you know he's alive? It's like, how do you know he's alive? Because he's in your apartment, isn't he? He's like, yeah. He's like, listen. Okay, it's just like last time. All right, we're going to make some money from this. It's like, are you in on this murder? He's like, I'm not saying nothing, okay? I'm not saying nothing. These people are powerful people, okay? They can help us. They can help you. They can help me. Bada bing, bada boom, gabagool. Wesley Snipes, the gabagool. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, just give him up, okay? We're going to make a lot of money from this. He's like, I'll give you time to think on it, okay? We got the building surrounded. And he's like, all right. So Wesley Snipes goes back in, and Shane Soon, he's like, I respect you now, Wesley Snipes. You did not sacrifice me to Harvey Keitel. I will die for you. It is on my honor. And Wesley Snipes is like, I didn't say yes or no, but I'll go with it, sure. And Sean Connery goes, we got to get the hell out of here, okay? And so now, chat, Sean Connery's like, all right, guys, you guys wait here. I'll handle the situation. And now, chat, we see, I don't know how this fucking works. We see Harvey Keitel. He goes back to his car. It's so fucking weird. He goes back to his car, and he has his partner with him. And he's like, yeah, the guy's just sitting here like this. He has his eyes closed, just sitting here like this. And Harvey Keitel's like, yeah, he's just giving it some time to think over. But he better think fast, because we're going to get in there. We're going to start blasting. Might be some casualties. It'll be a sad thing, won't it? And then we hear from the background, it will be sad. Because fucking Sean Connery's in the back of the car. And he fucking, chokes all he does, chat, he grabs Harvey Keitel from the back of his neck and goes, and just kills him instantly. Chat just rips. He's like, I don't know what he does, but he moves all the muscles and tendons in his neck into over to the side like this, and he's just instantly dead. And the other guy's been dead too. And so I'm like, how did Sean Connery, how did this 65 flabby Scotsman manage to beat Harvey Keitel to his car, also maneuver around all of these Japanese Yakuza assassins and shit, to then take out this guy just didn't notice the guy open the door, the back door, to take his partner out, and then also Harvey Keitel. I'm like, what? What is happening? Oh, Jaber, welcome to the stream. Got my first win. Congratulations. Congratulations, Jaber. That's awesome. Darkslayer, the Scottish Scramble. It must have been, that's the move he used, the Scottish Scramble. And so at this point, he manages to sneak back into the apartment or whatever. And they're like, all right, we got to get going. We get going for some reason. They're like, okay, let's go. But fucking Shane Soon is like, I'm not going to do that shit. I have to battle for my honor. And so he goes out there, chat, and he starts kung fu fighting, but he does not last long. These Japanese assassins, they do get the drop on him eventually, chat. They slit his goddamn throat. He's like, no, Shane Soon! And he's about to start firing on these guys, chat, but then he's shot in the back. Wesley Snipes is shot in the back, chat, and he goes down. And who's the one that shot him, chat? Sean Connery! It's like, what the fuck is happening in this movie? But then Sean Connery starts shooting at those guys too, and then we cut. Clearly he's an immortal like his character. Must be. This is what happened afterwards, man. This is a sequel to The Quickening. We just don't know it yet. And so we cut that, and then we're in the future, and Wesley Snipes is like, yeah, here we are. He's like, this is true? He's like, yeah, but it's all part of the plan. Like, Sean Connery shot me to put the Japanese business at ease that he's working for him. And we're going to have a whole big, we're going to bamboozle him. We're going to bamboozle him real big. And they're like, we don't approve of your actions. You're on administrative leave, Wesley Snipes, along with Sean Connery. We don't like this. Because apparently, chat, Wesley Snipes, for a reason, was wearing body armor, and that was not established early in the film. He's like, you happen to be wearing body armor. He's like, yes, because I obviously was. Like, no, you weren't. That wasn't established earlier. And so, like, okay, whatever. And so at this point, Wesley Snipes, he's still teamed up with Sean Connery because they gotta solve the case. And then the woman, the Final Cut Pro expert, she's like, oh, I gotta call you guys back because I solved the thing. I solved the thing. And we go back there, chat, go back to where she was. And we learned that the person who obviously who killed the woman was not Shane Soon. Matter of fact, Shane Soon was in another shot, and they digitally erased him, and Shane Soon was watching someone audio asphyxiate his girlfriend, and he was just so sad about it, chat, that he left. So that's how they did that. And they also learned, chat, that the digitized face that was erased It's like, obviously it wasn't Shane Soon as we know. It was actually Senator Morton, Chad. It was Senator Morton that did it the whole time. And the thing is, the Japanese company is blackmailing him now because they're like, see, this can't be revealed to the press. It'll destroy your career, destroy your campaign right now. You're running an election right now. You're going to be fucking tried for murder and shit. You got to go with the deal. And that's why Senator Morton changed his mind the whole deal too, Chad. Happens during the course of the film. You're asking, like, why'd you change your mind? He's like, I just believe in, business across the world, all that bullshit, whatever. And so I was like, oh God. And so at this point, Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery's like, okay, the plan is formulating. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take out all the players. And so we're going to, we ourselves are going to blackmail Morton into working for us, except that kind of backfires. Chat. Because, like, let's send them all these pictures, because they send the picture of they get a shot of Morton, like, having sex with the woman, and they also get a shot of him, obviously, walking out of the reflection. And they fax all these things, because also at one point in the movie, Sean Connery, he writes down the fax number of Morton's campaign faxes at his house, because they visit him for whatever reason. And then they fax all the pictures to him. And he's like, oh, God, oh, jeez, oh, God. Oh, listen, I don't know what to do. Because then he calls the Japanese business. And he's like, you gotta help me. You gotta help me. And he's talking to the Japanese sisters. They're having like a new meeting. And he's like, oh, we'll take care of it. Okay, don't worry. It's like, oh, Jesus, oh, God. And then fucking Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes, they fax the pictures to his wife, his poor crippled wife. And all of his campaign people, and you see people go like, oh my God, oh, and you see his wife just going, oh, you should have fucking known. He's flirting and sexually harassing people in front of you all the time. He's like, I just can't live with myself. And he pulls out a gun, he shoots himself. It's like, Jesus Christ, you could have not found out like a better way to do this. Why do that, Sean Connery, Wesley Snipes? This guy killed him. This guy killed himself because of what you did. So it's really fucked up. Really fucked up, chat. And so they're like, all right, time to go to the office. So the Final Cut Pro expert, Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes, they pack in their car and they drive on over to the business meeting between the Japanese company, Nagasaki Plaza, whatever the hell it is, and the American company. I also get a cameo of one of the actors from Scrubs, chat. The one who just passed away, who played the lawyer for the hospital for Sacred Heart. He was in this movie. He plays one of the American business people. I was like, oh shit, that's that guy. Jero Cat, welcome to stream. I have no idea what's going on. You don't need to know, Darkstar. You don't need to know. It's okay. We're almost done. For the love of God, we're almost done. And so, also, chat. They also figured out that the person that Bob Morton, like, he actually didn't kill her. That's the other thing, too. It's like the tape, they realized, like, there was a hidden section of the tape. It was erased, but we found the other piece of tape, and it was revealed there was another person who came in, Chad, after Bob Morton finished doing his thing, or Morton, whatever the fuck his name was. He finished doing his thing, he left, but then there was another guy from another sex dungeon who came around, chat, and he's the one who strangled the girl for some reason, and it's not established why. We just don't know. We just don't know. I guess so they just kind of have like no loose ends because when they blackmail Norton, I don't know. And so some other guy killed him. They're like, who is this new person? Oh, we'll figure it out. And they all pile in the car. They drive to the meeting. They interrupt the meeting. And Sean Connery's apologized. And he goes to fucking General Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender and goes, sir, sorry to interrupt your meeting, but it's for a very important reason. We now know who killed. We're going to show you what's been going on. The murder in this very conference room. The guy's like, fucking murder? What are you talking about? I was like, oh yeah, it happened here. It's like, no one told me. And it's like, did they? And they start playing the tape. We see all this shit. We see Norton. They're like, that's fucking Senator Norton. This is nuts. And they see the other person come on in. They see the other person come in and it strangles the girl, chat. And the fucking backer. Remember the lawyer, chat, Bob Richmond, who was kind of like a racist asshole to Wesley Snipes and had like maybe one other scene in the movie? He starts slowly fucking creeping out of the room, chat. He just fucking takes off. And then Wesley Snipes is like, he's the guy. He's the guy that killed the girl. It's like, really? That's the big reveal? This Witness! Witness me! Witness me talk about this shitty film! Turok 7000, thank you so much for the raid, good sir. Hope you guys doing well. T-Sweet, your man is raiding me, T-Sweet. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome to the stream. My name is Mr. Revan7. Also go by Chris. I do fucking reviews for films, cartoon shows, and also I play the video games. Just getting through my review of Rising Sun. It's terrible. It's a terrible movie. I do not recommend it. I don't recommend it. But thank you again, Turok. Hope you're doing very well. Mr. Sweet, as I call you. Mr. Sweet. Witness. No, good to see you guys. Almost done. And so Bob Richmond's the guy that killed the girl because he ran away. And you see Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery chase after him, chat. But then the Japanese business guys are like, you need to take him out. You got to take out Bob Richmond. And it's like, whoa, this is crazy. And so eventually they're in a section of the building that's not complete or whatever. It's under construction. Bob Richmond's still running away. And, but oh no, Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes are stopped, chat. They're surrounded by the Japanese security guards. And then we get one of the absolute worst fucking scenes in the entire movie. I think you guys are going to make me change the streaming name, Mr. Sweet. I mean, really, that's a good name, though, Turok. Mr. Sweet's pretty goddamn good. It's a good name to have. What were you streaming, by the way? What are you playing? Oh, and so at this point, chat, we get the worst fight scene. I mean, this is the only fight scene in the film, and it's terrible. You see a 65-year-old flabby Sean Connery fist fighting and doing neck punches to everyone. Just take a neck punch, and you get a neck punch, and you get a neck punch. And then we see Wesley Snipes doing his kung fu. And the thing is, this guy, David Cobbin, does not know how to shoot action. It just fucking flounders. It's terrible. Oh, Total War saga. Nice, Troy. Oh, yeah, I heard about that one. Nice, man. I was a big Total War fan back in the day. Very, very cool. Did around a 5-hour stream. Congratulations, man. Here's to you, good sir. May the wings of liberty double as a feather. You're shaking the pills of heaven. That's a nice stream. Very nice. And so we get a terrible fight scene. Eventually, the fight scene, chat, doesn't end with them defeating all the guys. Everyone just stops fighting. They just stop fighting. And Wesley Snipes is like, what the fuck's going on? Sean Connery's like, they didn't want to defeat us, so this was all a delay tactic for Bob Richmond. And then the background chat, we hear, ah! It's like, what the hell just happened? Show the 10 minutes, cheers to you. And they're like, oh, they got Bob Richmond. And they run out to where they heard the scream, chat, and you see these two, like, Yakuza guys. It's like, oh, it's some of Shang Tsung's guys. Some of Shang Tsung's. Like, he got his revenge. As they run off, chat, and we see Bob Richmond's body in a giant pool of cement, chat. He's sinking in there. And he's like, we got to get him out. And Sean Connery's like, there's no way. That's cement. And that's the foundational cement. No way we can get him out. Deadpool, thank you for resubscribing on a 2-month streak. Thank you so much. It's so kind. We got to do a cartoon poll, chat. Remind me about that. Sorry about that. Turok, I kind of want you to play it, and I kind of don't want you to. You might slight rage. I mean, I was a big Total War fan back in the day. I'm going to play some strategy games, some real-time strategy games someday on stream. Might do Civilization. I have to think about what I want to do first. But no, you inspired me. I like that. It's a good game. I like the Total War series. And so he's in a fucking quicksand pool of cement, and Sean Connery's like, there's no way we're going to get to him, and they're not going to fucking dig him out because that's foundational cement. He's going to be buried there the rest of his life. And we just slowly see him, help me, please help. And we just see him slowly sink into this pit of cement. And he's like, well, that's it. It's done. That was it, chat. And they fucking walk out. And, it's so weird. And, you know, Jesus. Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes are like, well, this was a hell of a thing we did. It's like, we didn't really do anything. True, but the movie's over, so we have to say that. And they fucking shake hands and shit. And he's like, what are you going to do now, Sean Connery? He's like, I'm going to go golfing with my Japanese friend, the business owner who apparently sanctioned the death of that guy. Also, the Japanese assistant, chat. He organized this whole, not really coup, but he wanted to protect General Iroh from all this. And so he's being sent back to Japan. He's being exiled to Japan. He's not going to be number 2 of the company anymore. So he's going back to Japan. And, Sean Connery gets in the fucking car, and him and his friend, and General Iroh, they go out and play some golf. And then Wesley Snipes, he sees, the Final Cut Pro expert. He's like, hey, you need to lift home? He's like, you know what? Yeah, that'd be great. I'll take you up on that. And they're driving home. And he's like, wow, it's crazy that fucking Bob Richmond did it. Who would have thought? And she goes, do you think he was the one that did it? He goes, what are you talking about? It's like, do you really believe that? In Japanese culture, typically, an innocent person will do anything to protect their master. And he's like, what? He's like, maybe he wasn't the one who actually did it. Maybe there was someone else he was covering for somebody. He's just like, why are you telling me all this right now? We have literally 2 minutes left in the film. And he's like, I don't think that happened. She's like, all right, if you say so. It's like it's like trying to lay down doubt, even though everything that we've seen so far, again, doesn't make any sense in hindsight. But at the same time, it's like, why are you establishing this now when you're not going to actually do anything about it? You're not going to actually showcase. You're not going to have a fucking flashback sequence to showcase this. T-Sweet, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. Oh, gifting a sub to Turok. That's very kind of you, T-Sweet. Thank you so much. No, this has been you guys have been so generous tonight. Thank you. Raising my glass to you again. Cheers and salute. And so whatever, she's trying to lay doubt, but it doesn't make any sense. They eventually, they're pulling up to her apartment, chat, and it's fucking Sean Connery's place. It's above the fish. She's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And she goes, yep. And she's like, you're Bane and Sean Connery? She goes, hell yeah, I am. Because, yeah, we saw earlier the fucking claw that shut the door. That was her claw. That was her clawed hand. He's like, oh, my God. Well, hey, good, good for you. She's like, yeah. Also, there was another scene where she's talking about how she met this very charming man in Japan, but the relationship was looked down upon from where he was from because it was Sean Connery, chat, because he was Scottish. He was Scottish, apparently. Thank you, Doug, for the 5 minutes. Sequel baiting. Yeah, it very much is sequel baiting. It's like, fuck bullshit. And so she's like, yeah, but we have an open relationship. And he's like, oh, really? And so, but it's like, I don't know. I'm a little bit of a tease. And she's like, oh, okay. And so she walks out, chat. She walks out. She closes the door. And he's like, oh, well. And then she opens the door, chat, and she leaves it open. And he goes, hell yeah. And then it just ends. And that's Rising Sun. It ends with him like, oh, booty call. It's like, what the fuck? And then we hear Shang Tsung singing that terrible country song. She Bane, she Bane. It's like, I don't want to hear fucking Shang Tsung go, she Bane, she Bane. I don't need to hear that. But that's Rising Sun. Terrible fucking movie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can give it a fuck you, but it's definitely some old bullshit, chat. It's just boring. I mean, I guess Sean Connery's fine in it. I'll give him that. Like, he has a few charming moments in the film. He has a few good lines in the film, chat. Wesley Snipes is wasted. Most of the supporting cast is wasted. It really struggles to hold your attention. I can't give it a fuck you because it's competent at the very least, but it's not interesting at all. It just exists. And so I just have to give this some old bullshit, chat. I give this film 2 out of 5 socky nipples. That's a very appropriate rating. Very appropriate rating. Go watch Hunt for Red October. That movie's been much better film. Much better film. Sean Connery made some good films in the 90s. No question about that. This was not one of them. He made money off of this film, though. He made a fucking mint. I can tell you that much. Yeah, chat. So there you go. That was Rising Sun. I'm sorry. Hope you enjoyed the review at least. I tried to make sense of this film. I really did, but it was going back and forth, chat. And the corporate espionage thrillers are never... Is there a good corporate espionage film, chat? Is there? I can't think of it. Sage Snake, Ray Wise. Yeah, Ray Wise played the senator. Played Morton, whatever the fuck his name is. He died. He shot himself after his crippled wife saw him just going down on that lady. He's like, oh, God, I can't live with my... He just shot himself. Yeah, it was during the time when Michael Crichton was hot. Yeah, exactly. That's why this movie got greenlit. Jurassic Park, Rising Sun, Disclosure. Yeah. Hell of Pieces for a good movie, just lack a decent plot. Yeah, the plot is just so dull. Like, he had all these cool elements. He had, corporate, back dealings and Yakuza and Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes. Should have been an action film. Watch The Rock instead, Chad. That's a much better Sean Connery action film, The Rock. Very, very good. But there you go, guys. That was Rising Sun. Hope you enjoyed it. In the meantime, I am going to go ahead and refreshen up my beverage, but then we're going to jump into Fall Guys, which should be a good time. So please, entertain yourselves amongst yourselves. I shall return.